Hello, this is Francia coming to you from the ATL. I am a little under the weather, but I'm just stuffy. I just sound stuffy, but I feel fine. Just allergy, cold, stuffiness. So I know that I still wanted to make a video, 30 days, 20 to 30 minutes, just trying to build my YouTube platform and see what happens and see if I can get new readers to my Substack, francia.substack.com, where you'll see my writing and photography and artwork. Now, today I wanted to talk to you about the being a Black woman. I see that sometimes people just want to take us for granted, to underpay us, three, dismiss us as hypersexual or angry or mean. But really, we're none of the stereotypes. We might come off as aggressive because we have so much microaggressions and aggressions basically against us, to the point we do have to defend ourselves sometimes. And we get labeled. And right now we're in the stage of not giving a flying fuck what other people think about us. Many of us don't. And we're just putting ourselves forward. Like me being sick right now, I'm in my bed. I'm not going out fighting the elements. I'm taking care of myself. I am putting myself on rest and rejuvenation because that's what I deserve. Every person deserves that, but Black women in this country are most often the first ones out the door to work. We're the ones putting our babies in daycare. We are the last ones to get married or supported by our government or for aid to prevent, to our families are the first ones broken up because our men are incarcerated or killed. There's so many stresses on the average Black woman that people take for granted uh, in this country, in the United States of America. That's why when you go abroad and see Africa, Europe, Asia, you see a different life for Black women. We are appreciated. We are not hypersexualized. We are loved and adored. And sometimes it takes leaving this country to see that, to be honest with you. I've seen it. I'm appreciated. Luckily, I feel loved and appreciated in my life by my village, by my loved ones. I feel loved and appreciated, and I can give that back to others. But I see a lot of overworked, underpaid women, Black women, who don't feel appreciated. So, to my sisters out there in the struggle, I commend you for what you do every day, showing up, raising your children, being the epitome of grace and dedication to your families. You know, it's like I read once people were upset that Black women were having babies, so they started sterilizing Black women from years ago, hundreds of years ago to now. Not We fought back. We went through a women's movement where we decided we have our children on our terms, and those rights are being taken away from all women right now in this country. But Black women were scandalized for having too many babies, and then we were scandalized for having abortions. no matter what we do, we're always at the butt of somebody's chagrin. Like somebody is always critiquing us, and it's really pitiful. I mean, what is the threat of the black woman besides our intelligence shining through? What is the threat? Why are you so threatened by us? And that is my question. I used to see it in the workplace all the time. Black women going above and beyond, and paid the least amount, going above and beyond. And right now, as we see this country choosing chaos instead of a black woman for president because of racism, not because she was underqualified. Kamala was more than qualified to run this country. Stacey Abrams was more than qualified to run Georgia. But we are constantly targeted as a threat, even though we do so well when we are put in charge. And we care for all people, not just black people. We care for all people. So, my words to that is support the black women in your life, or in general, buy their artwork, take care of their paycheck, pay them equally as the white male in your organization. Don't put all the work on them. Give them breaks. Give black women breaks. Give black women sabbaticals. Give black women the time to discover their passions and not just slave away. And I am of the opinion that this is my time to appreciate myself. I was schooled. Whoops, dropping the camera. Sorry about that. I moved. Let me straighten the camera. Let me see if I can get it straight again. Sorry about that. But I'm of the school that in this season of Christmas and Kwanzaa, like, accept us as truly, and don't put us as hidden figures anymore. Let us shine, let us grow, and we are in community with each other now. The internet has done a beautiful thing to showcase our talents to each other. And, when I think of just in Hollywood alone, how many beautiful black women are out there shining and doing so well at their craft, whether it's music or acting. They're doing amazing things. Dancing, just amazing. And, even though I've come to realize that even though I might have a kind of small audience, I have a loyal audience that respects my writing and my artwork and my photography. They respect my voice. And that's why I feel called to do these videos, because I do have an audience that truly understands the grace of black women and wants to give us the platform we deserve and have come to hold as leaders in our communities and in the community, in the humanity in general. Right now, many of us are saying no to capitalism. Yes, there is a sense of, yes, there will always be the marketplace. I will never be one to completely say no to all capitalism. That is not me. I believe in starting your own business. I believe in the marketplace as sharing goods, services. I believe in that. But I don't believe in the exploitation of workers. You know what? Like, wasn't Amazon a beautiful concept? You know, get everything you want for medium in for a limited amount of time quickly. However, most of the money goes back to one person. It doesn't distribute it amongst the workers. They have no shares in the company that are worthy of where they feel comfortable working and making enough money to live well. They don't feel like they're safe because they if they get injured on the job, they can be replaced easily. They have a very high rate of injury at that job. Who is Bezos taking care of, himself or his workers? Why are unions frowned upon in corporate America when they should be brought front and center so the people, the workers, the community, the populace, the people have protections? I mean, really, it's so simple. And that's why Black women are so targeted against by some of these corporations, some of these people in charge that don't see us as worthy, because we do stand up against oppression. We do stand up against exploitation. And that's a threat to a lot of people. That's a threat. And it shouldn't be. You know, you think of women who have paved the way for equal rights. Excuse me. I'm just stuffy. I just feel so stuffy. Oh, okay. You think of the women who've paved the way for equal rights, and yet, in so many circles, it is the men who get front and center. The women, like, sometimes I think of Coretta Scott King and all the work she does. Yet, so few schools and roads and are named after her. Her husband continues to get all the credit, yet Coretta Scott King was a force. And when I say she was a force, Winnie Mandela was a force. She did so much of the work when her husband was incarcerated. So much. South Africa would not have gone forward if it wasn't with the help of Winnie Mandela. She was a hidden figure, and she was ostracized and treated badly and not appreciated for all the work she did. Assata Shakur, another woman, a great woman, who was maligned and lied on. Media, the media just attacked her blatantly. The They listened to every word of these corrupt cops who framed her for murders and bank robbings that she had no part in, and that were eventually dismissed by the courts. Yet her name was so stained, and she would have been in jail till this day if she didn't escape to Cuba. Well, she's passed now, but you know what I mean. Like, they would have incarcerated her like they've done many people, many men and women of the Black Panther movement. And what was the threat? Getting every child to eat at school, school lunches, free lunches, autonomy of the Black community, protection from lynchings and mobs. That's a threat? Why is that a threat? Why is the autonomy and the beauty and the raising up of the Black community such a threat? Why did 300,000 plus women lose their jobs in Black women lose their jobs in 3 months of the Trump administration? That number has significantly increased at this point. But in 3 months, so many women lost their jobs. And it comes to show that we are what the world is asking for: peace, strength, unity. And we define that for our communities and for the world. And we are not a threat. We are a blessing. We should be appreciated and acknowledged. And I'm the first one to acknowledge the women that I look up to, the women that I feel partnered and sistered with, the elders, the sisters, the children. I will always be a part of a community of strong women. But we are not going to be strong and not get our rest, rejuvenation, our comeuppance, as they would say. I don't know if you know that term. But we are now resting. We are sipping our coffee, are sipping our tea, and just watching the chaos. Some of us are still in the fight, but a lot of us are taking this time to rest our bodies, travel the world, get appreciated by the men and women who love us. And so that's all I have to say today. I hope this message finds you in a place of acceptance of the Black women in your lives. We are not here to care for people who don't care for us. We are not here as your scapegoats. We're here to rise up and liberate the planet. And we will. We will. I really believe that. That's all I have to say. Peace and blessings.